Good morning, kindergartners, and happy Thursday. Today is D for Dino Day. So before we begin, let me hear your dinosaur roars. Nice job. Today, we're going to be looking at some more addition facts, and we're going to be working on fluency again. Now remember, fluency means that you're working on answering the problems correctly and quickly. When we're finished with this review, there will be a Google Classroom assignment and a stopwatch so you can see if your time got faster than last week. So to begin, we're going to review some of the strategies we looked at last week. Do you remember any of the addition strategies we looked at last week? If you remember that we practiced adding 0, that was one of our strategies from last week. Remember, when we look at an addition problem paper, we don't have to go in order. We can start anywhere we want. So I'm going to start by circling all of the problems that have a 0 in them. Because remember, when you add 0, you're adding nothing. So 3 and 0 more still makes 3. 0 and 5 more is only 5. 4 and 0 more is still 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're solving addition fluency, the first thing you should look for is all the problems that have a 0. What was the next strategy we talked about last week? If you said we're looking for the ones that add 1, you are correct. So I'm going to go ahead and circle all of the addition problems that add 1. Remember how last week we talked about 4 and 1 is the same as 1 and 4. If you watch my fingers moving from side to side, the 4 and the 1 switch places, but I don't add or take away any fingers. So just like I was able to circle 4 plus 1, I can go down here to this one, 1 and 4. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more problems that I can solve. Let's start with this one. 2 and 1 more makes 3. Adding 1 is easy because all you need to do is think of the very next number. Then I have 4 and 1 more finger. That's 5. We know there's 5 fingers on one hand. Next we'll do 3 and 1 more is 4. And our last one here is 1 and 4 more. But remember, just like we can do 4 and 1, we can do 1 and 4. So I'm going to go ahead and switch those. I'm going to do the bigger number first. 4 and 1 more make 5. Okay, when you're done with all that, I really only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more problems to go. Now the last strategy we talked about last week is when problems look very similar. Here's 2 and 3, and then down here, they're just switched. So I start with 2 and 3, but then I saw 3 and 2. Since I don't need to add or subtract any fingers to show 2 and 3, as well as 3 and 2, I know that those are going to have the same answer. Can you see any on the bottom row that might be like that as well? If you noticed 2 and 4, as well as 4 and 2, you did a great job noticing that these two numbers are the same, but just in an opposite order. So for these, all I need to do is solve one of them, and then I'll have the answer for both. So let's go ahead and we will do 2 and 3. And in order to solve 2 and 3, I'm going to use my counting on strategy. So So I'm going to start at 2, and I'm just going to count on 3 times. Ready? 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted on 3 times. 3, 4, 5. 2 and 3 more makes 5. Let's go ahead and check by doing 3 and 2. This time I'm going to start with 3 and count on 2 times. 3, 4, 5. I counted on 2 times by adding 2 more fingers. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we were actually able to just prove that 2 and 3 is the same as 3 and 2. So down here, we're just going to solve one of them and use the answer for both. So I could start at 2 and count on 4 times, or I could start at 4 and I would only need to count on 2 times. Which do you think is going to be faster? If I start at 4, I only need to count 2 more numbers, which is going to be a lot faster than starting at 2 and counting on 4 more numbers. So count with me. We're going to start at 4 and add 2. 4, 5, 6. So that time I just said the number 4 and I put up 2 fingers to remind me how many more I needed to go. 4, 5, 6. 4 and 2 make 6. So what does 2 and 4 make? If you said it makes 6 also, that was correct. That means we just have 1 more to go, 3 and 3. Let's practice our counting on strategy, since that's our new strategy from Monday's math lesson, together one more time before I let you go. We're going to start at 3, and we're going to count on 3 times. So I'm going to put up 3 fingers to show my 3 counting on. Ready? 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you see how I did that? I put up the 3 fingers I was adding, started with the first number, 3, and every time I counted, I put fingers down so I knew when I was finished. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 3 makes 6 also. So today when you're doing your addition fluency, to practice going fast and answering things correctly, find all of the zeros first, then look for the ones. And remember, look for the ones at the beginning of the addition problem, not just in the middle. Finally, you can start looking for numbers that look like the same problem but switched, because we proved today that those have the same answer. Your last strategy, our new strategy from Monday, is counting on. Use one number and count on that many times by the second number. And that will help you solve your addition problems a little bit faster than if you have to start with 3 and 3 and count from 1 every single time. Good luck!